Thank you, Professor S.P. Khobre, and once again, thank you, Dr. Vaidehi Sardar, for this wonderful debate also. And now we are moving forward to our last session, that is our valedictory session. It is my great pleasure to welcome and invite Honorable Professor Dr. Anna Saheb Gurav, Dean of Commerce and Management, Shivaji University, former principal and head of Department of Commerce and Management at Shivaji University. Dr. Gurav is also the coordinator of Center for Skill and Entrepreneurship Development and MBA at Yashwantrao Chavan School of Management. He is well known as the teacher who is consistently learning. He is double postgraduate of commerce along with masters in social work, masters in business administration and MPhil. Sir has completed 3 PhDs, one in finance, second in human resource management, and the third in marketing. Having research interest in HRM, costing, management accounting, marketing, and entrepreneurship, he has completed 3 major and 11 minor research projects. Under his able guidance, 17 students have been awarded PhDs and 8 students have been awarded MPhil degrees. He is serving as evaluator for MPhil and PhDs for more than 7 universities. He has conducted more than 5,000 corporate training programs. He has authored 8 books and co-authored 21 books for different universities. Sir is recognized with many awards for his contribution to academia and society. He has served as the BOS member and member of academic council for different universities. Currently, he is the chairman of BOS Commerce and BOS member in 5 different universities. Dr. Gurav is an eminent member of various professional associations and also providing his expertise and consultancy to various industries. I would especially like to mention that he is honored by DLIT by International University of Contemporary Studies, Washington DC, USA in 2011 and second DLIT by University of South America, USA in 2017. So with immense pleasure, I invite the management guru, Dr. A.M. Gurav, for this valedictory session of today's national conference. Dr. A.M. Gurav.
Very good afternoon to one and all.
Good afternoon, sir.
I am audible. So I'm
Yes,
requesting the host, please allow me to be a co-host so I can share my slides.
Yes, sir. Doing that.
Please request.
Yes, it's done, sir.
So I hope so. Whether my PPT is visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Once again, very good afternoon to one and all respected organizers as well as the earlier speakers. Very nicely they spoke on various issues in this particular national conference. Post-COVID, strategies for service sector, I'm going to highlight. Basically, I'm going to focus on what type of strategy is required in a service sector, in a service industry. What is the present scenario in the service industry? And if we want to overcome from such a type of scenario in a COVID environment, what are the solutions? In a precise way, outline of my presentation will be, I'll introduce in a precise way what exactly the strategy is. Before starting my presentation, always I used to give the declaration, and my first declaration is it is academic presentation. And the presentation is prepared only for the sake of post-COVID strategies for service sector, service industries. With this, I'm going to focus on What is the service sector? Which type of skills are required for service sector to overcome from such a type of COVID situation? What is the impact of COVID-19 on service industry, service sector? Which type of strategies to be adopted for post-COVID in service sector? And along with this, I want to narrate two stories which are related to the service industry, and finally question answer. I will not talk much about the conceptual things about the strategy, but strategy is very, very vital, very, very significant to overcome from COVID environment, COVID situation. Specifically, it is more necessary for service industry. In a strategy, there is a short-term actions are there. And after this situation, which type of action to be taken? For that purpose, each and every service provider has to take decision, and that decision is nothing but a strategic decision. In strategic decision, there are need-based actions. When we are seeing a movie, the hero's vehicle gets break down in front of the heroine's house. That is the strategy of the hero. This is only for the sake of example. And when we are talking about the strategy, how we are taking the short-term action, how we are defining a short-term goal, need-based, situation-based, environment-based goal, that is very, very essential for coming out in this COVID environment for the service industry. For facing the strategy, COVID environment, manager or owner or a businessman who is in a service industry, is in a service sector, he or she has to choose set of strategies for the enterprise, for achievement of the vision or goal of that business. And peculiar strategy is necessary, specific strategy is necessary, need-based strategy is necessary to face the COVID situation for service sector, for service industry. Because normal situation is different. And when we are talking about the strategy, we have to prepare a framework to face the COVID situation in service industry. Basically, what is the nature of the firm? For example, hotel industry is the firm. The nature of the firm of that hotel is to provide the food, to serve the food. But because of the COVID, because of the lockdown, because of the rules and regulations, we are unable to offer food in-house or inside the hotel. So strategy has to prepare by that hotel owner to come out this COVID environment, COVID situation, that instead of providing food in-house, why not to offer packets, home delivery facility? And that is the strategy is very much essential to survive in this COVID environment. Because service industry is having its peculiarities, its own characteristics. And when service industry is having its own peculiarities, on the basis of that industry, what type of goals are determined, what type of values they are believing. And on the basis of that, the concerned organization has to frame their strategies. Take it an example. Personal services. For example, hair cutting salon. what is the goal and what are the values they are believing. In this COVID environment, for providing these services, they have to prepare the strategy, because hygiene is very, very important for hair cutting salons. There is direct contact, service providers as well as the customers. So for that purpose, which type of strategy is required? Maybe after every customer, he has to clean the chairs, equipments, devices, scissor, comb, and many more things. He has to give some instructions, training, information to the customer who is coming to his salon. So the strategy in service industry should be goal-based and value-based. When we are framing the strategies for service sector in this COVID environment, which type of resources are available? What is the capability of that industry, that organization, that institution which is providing the services? For example, university, they are also providing the services, education service, education facility. For conducting the exams in a mass scale, what type of resources are required? What type of capability of each and every institution, each and every college? Because I'm working in the university, Shivaji University, Kolhapur, on the capacity of Dean for Faculty of Commerce and Management, and we have been continuously discussing on various matters regarding the sources of the institution for conducting the exams. What are the guidelines from the government? So these factors, capabilities as well as sources should be considered while we are framing the strategy for coming out COVID environment in a service industry. Along with this, in a basic framework of strategy, what is the structure and what type of system or systems are there? Repeat the same example of the university exams. What is the structure? BA, BCom, BSc, MA, MCom, MSc, UG, PG structure. Under BA, different type of specialization structure. What type of system is there? Annual system, semester system. So under such a type of structure and strategy, we have to think about the proper strategy. If our proper strategy is there, we are able to overcome from the post-COVID strategies or post-COVID environment for betterment of the service industry, service sector. When we are thinking about these strategies, we have to know, we have to think, we have to study the environmental factors. When we are preparing the strategy, we have to know the competitors. Take it an example. Cinema is one of the service, cinema houses. Because of the lockdown, they are unable to provide, they are unable to show the cinemas to the viewers, customers in their cinema houses. Then who are the competitors for cinema houses? The television, different type of television channels may be the competitors. Under such a circumstances, cinema house should prepare its own strategy to face the competitors. Along with the competitors, who are the customers? What is the financial position of the customers? When we are preparing, talking about post-COVID strategies for service industry, external environment, competitors, customers, suppliers, such a number of things, number of factors one has to study, then only post-COVID strategy will be proper for service industry, and that is very, very essential. When we are talking about the service industry, we have to bring very good amount of strategic flexibility, strategic elasticity. In strategic flexibility, what are the organizational slacks? And which organization is there, and for that organization, which type of strategic flexibility is necessary? Take it an example, an organization. Educational institution, how to arrange the sitting arrangement for examination. So strategic flexibility is necessary, regular sitting arrangement and post-COVID sitting arrangement. So strategic flexibility is necessary. Along with this, strategic reorientation. Strategy is nothing but need-based, situation-based, requirement-based, tailor-made policy. Policy is different. Policy is long-term, but it is a tailor-made. It is a short-term. It is need-based, requirement-based. So orientation is required. Training is required. Discussion is required. Deliberation is required for post-COVID strategy for service sector. And along with that, the capacity to learn. When we are talking about strategic flexibility, whether the concerned person is ready to learn. Take it an example. The lockdown situation is there. Government authorities are laid down rules and regulations. We have to keep specific distance when we are working, when we are in the market under unavoidable circumstances. My question to me is that whether really we are following these rules and regulations, whether we are really ready to learn. Take another example. Jadhav sir already spoke, the earlier speaker, that online education. Or take our example, this national seminar is online. The question is whether we are having capacity to learn such a type of online mode. So in service sector, in service industry, organizational orientation, reorientation, as well as capacity to learn is necessary, and on that basis, strategy we have to prepare, which will help for post-COVID strategy for the service industry. When we are talking about the strategies, strategy broad-basically it affected by the external environment on the service sector, different type of external environments. And in this external environment, if you refer on the screen, the legal things are there, political, global, demographic, economic, technological, sociological, different type of general as well as environmental factors are affecting on our strategies. And these all factors more affecting on service sector or service industry. And when we are going to prepare the strategy, we have to sacrifice. We have to do the adjustments. And such a sacrifice is necessary in a service sector, in a service industry. And that strategy is very, very vital or significant for facing the COVID environment, COVID situation. In last session, to the madam, one of the participants has asked the question. True, question is also correct. But when such a type of environment, such a type of situation is there, we have to sacrifice. And service sector has to sacrifice for overcoming, facing this COVID situation, COVID environment. You take it any example. Obviously, for the sake of clarification, China has been focusing on manufacturing sector and India have been focusing on service sector. And because of this COVID, we suffered a lot. We have been suffering a lot in compare with China. And when good amount of service sector is there in India, service industries are there in India, our strategy should be proper, up to the mark, acceptable for facing the COVID situation. Take a few examples of service sectors. For example, the banks or financial sectors. Customers are not going to the banks. Banks transactions, total per day, per month, per week, per year transactions are gradually decreasing. There is a underutilization of manpower, there is a underutilization of space, there is a underutilization of capacity of the bank. So what strategy is required? All other sectors got affected, and because of that, the borrowers are not interested to take the loan from the banks. We can assume that the depositors are interested to keep the deposits with the bank. But if the borrowers are not there, who will take the loan from the banks? And how to make the expenditure from the bank? Under that circumstances, bank employees or employees working in different sectors, they have to sacrifice. Maybe in terms of time, maybe in terms of postponing their salary, their wages, maybe some fringe benefits, recreational benefits up to certain level, up to certain days, certain months, period. Likewise, financial sectors are there, insurance is there, hotel industry is coming under service sector, hospitalities are there, our education is also coming under the service sector, event management. You came across through the newspapers, the number of marriages or number of events or number of functions are drastically reduced, diminished because of this COVID environment. So under such a circumstances, who are managing the events, they are under trouble. The Mangal Karyalayas who are providing the services, they are in a dilemma. Different type of services are necessary for organization of one man marriage. So these all service sectors are affecting, including that tourism. Earlier speaker also made a statement on this. True, tourism has got affected. Transport, logistic management, and many more. Such a different service sectors are in dilemma because of this COVID environment. Broad-basically, what is the impact on this Indian service sectors? And on the basis of that, we have to prepare the strategy. Slowdown is there. And in this service sector, we are postponing the services. Take it an example. Hair cutting. We are continuously postponing last about 2 months, 2+ months. And when we are postponing such a type of service, then service provider is coming in trouble. He is facing a lot of problems. What is the another impact? We are stopping buying the services. Different type of services. For example, 10th and 12th exams are about to over. 1 or 2 papers are left. Whether they will be engaged or not, the government has going to take the decision already taken. But generally, parents are moving to the counselors to take the consultation to check the son or daughter's intellectual ability, that whether he is more suitable for science or commerce or arts or any faculty. We are stopping buying such a type of services, counseling services, mentoring services, educational services, face-to-face education. That is the impact. We are services buying with less price because we can't store the services. Services are most perishable. Let us have an example. Suppose I am running a Mangal Karyalay, and yesterday was the good day. That day is good for arranging the marriages. But not a single customer is coming to book my Mangal Karyalay. And when no one is coming to book my Mangal Karyalay, then customers are approaching me and started bargaining and asking me, give your service with less price, less than the normal price. So this is the impact of COVID. And it will be impact after also few days or few months. On service, postponement of purchases of the services, we are postponing. Another impact is there, delay in payment of salary or wages, or salary and wages, because lack of receipts, lack of revenue, lack of inflow, proper inflow, sufficient inflow. And it happens too much considerable in service industry, because inflows in a service industry got hampered. Very less inflow. In few services, totally zero inflow. So they are unable to pay the salary and wages to their workers, their employees. That is the impact. What is the impact of this COVID on service sector? There is a possibility of CVRS, compulsory voluntary retirement scheme, for employees. The service provider will say, don't come next morning because your services, your personal services are not required to my organization where I am rendering services to the masses, to the stakeholders, because customers are not there to buy the services, and it automatically affected on employees of the service industry. There is a possibility of no jobs or less jobs in a service sector. And when these are the impact, we have to prepare the post-COVID strategy very nicely, very effectively, very properly. And when service industry is not working very well, I already made a statement, China is more focusing on manufacturing and India is more focusing on service industry, service sector. And if Indian population, Indian business people, service providers are focusing more on service sector, there is a possibility of less revenue to the government because of lack of revenue, lack of receipts in the service industry, in the service sector. And that's why proper strategy is necessary in service sector for solving or tackling this COVID situation. What is another impact? There are no or less social activities. Society unable to come together, society unable to provide some services, some facilities to the armed janata, armed public. That is one of the impact of COVID on service sector. For these all, good amount of strategy, proper strategy, need-based, situation-based, industry-based, objective-based strategies are necessary. Because of the COVID, there is increase in the service or operation cost. Cost is increasing because service takers are less, occupancy of any hall is less, so automatically cost is increasing. Such a type of different type of impacts are there. Impact on society, business, customers, market, producers, packing, logistic, insurance, banking. Not only that, impact on mind also. When we were total lockdown, about 2 months, we are unable to move outside. At present, slightly liberty has provided. For joining our offices, our work, we can move. But when we are totally stuck at home, our mind was not working properly. We was restless. So such a type of impacts were there, are there, will be there, including the employment. So under such a circumstances, we have to develop a model for preparation of the strategy in service sector. What are the resources? What are the capability of that organization, that industry, that service provider? What are the competitive advantages? Whether the nature of that industry, that is whether it is attractive industry, how we are going to formulate the strategy, and what will be the return. These things we have to consider, and on the basis of that, one has to prepare strategy in the service industry. When we are talking about the strategy in the service industry, service sector, external factors as well as internal factors are there. Any external factors, social, political factors are there. We have to refer. Competition we have to refer. We have to think about the opportunities available to the company, to the organizations, as well as threats to the company, which company is providing services. With these external factors, we have to remember the internal factors, including resources, capabilities and weaknesses, other influencing key executives, elements. What are my shared values? What is the culture of my company, my organization, where from I am delivering the services, rendering the services? On that basis, I have to determine as a service provider my strategy to overcome of this COVID situation. When we are referring internal and external factors for determination of strategy for service industry, I have to define my vision and mission. According to vision and mission, I have to prepare my strategy. What is my performance situational analysis? What objectives I have established? On that basis, I have to formulate the strategy. And then I have to move it, implementation of the strategy, and then evaluation. Take it an example. Suppose I'm running a restaurant or hotel. Before COVID, in the month of January, daily 250 customers are coming for lunch and 500 customers are coming for dinner in my hotel. Suppose, for example, for veg and non-veg. But because of the COVID, my hotel is closed down, shut down. Customers are not coming to my place for in-house, for taking the food. So I have to prepare, formulate the strategy that I have to provide the parcels of veg food as well as non-veg food. So I determine as per my vision, mission, situation, objectives, I designed the strategy. My capacity to serve the food daily, morning 250 customers and evening 500 customers in my hotel. When I'm going to evaluate my strategy, I prepare a strategy to supply home delivery. So I started 100 home delivery morning, 200 evening. Then I have to evaluate. I have to correct whether my packing is appropriate or not for veg and for non-veg, whether it is easy to carry or not, whether it is hygiene is maintained or not. So such a evaluation, such a correction is necessary. Forget it, this example, take another example, online education. Government has issued, the UGC has issued 20%, 25%. Hereafter lectures will be online. MOOC, Moodle, Swayam, its use is necessary. So we have to do the evaluation. So what is the situation in rural area where is no electricity? Students are not having laptop or mobile with proper configuration. So evaluation is necessary. Correction is necessary. And in this online education, there is no face-to-face, there is no personal touch. So evaluation is necessary. So how we can establish it, how we can motivate the students. So earlier example, providing the food as a home delivery service industry. So its evaluation and necessary correction is necessary. And this strategy is very much required for service sector for overcoming the COVID situation. Different type of strategies we have to think. Production, marketing, HR related strategy, supply related strategy, operations related strategy. And when we are thinking about these all strategies, functional aspects of all strategies, management functional aspects, we have to shifting the market conditions. We have to check the market conditions. We have to know, we have to study, we have to observe technological changes when we are preparing the strategies. Take our example. I already made a statement, I'm working in the university and my university jurisdiction is in 3 districts and 3 lakh students are working, studying. Conducting the exam of 3 lakh students online, for example, whether the technology is there, whether the technology will support, whether the foolproof technology is available in each and every institution, big question mark is there. Jadhav sir already spoke. Without taking the references and study, we started online lectures. Whether my student able to get it or not, whether there is a good amount of connectivity in the rural areas or not. So technological changes. Along with that, who are the competitors? What is the customer's perceptions, their preferences, their views, their approaches? What are the market opportunities when we are changing the strategies for service sector? What are the new ideas to improve the strategy in service industry? And along with that, when I'm preparing the strategies for service sector, what are the crises? Which type of crisis will be there? Which type of bottlenecks will be there? So these things we have to refer, and on the basis of that, strategic management, strategic decision, one has to take in COVID. Because decisions and actions for solving COVID-19 situation. So these following decisions and actions, strategic formulations, implementation, evaluation, such a type of things we have to take for implementation of strategies in a service sector. I already discussed these sectors. Task 1, 2, 3, 4, we have to remember, along with the vision and mission, goals and objectives. We have to design our strategies which are achievable. For that purpose, SOC analysis is required. Implementation and execution of strategy is necessary, and monitoring, evaluation, correction, necessary action we have to take. Then only post-COVID situation will be good for service industry. For that purpose, we have to remember some solutions, some remedies. For example, Alvin Toffler made a statement for success, and success in any damn situation, post-COVID situation or in COVID situation also. The illiterate of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read and write, but those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. You may ask me why you put it this Alvin Toffler's quote. Its basic reason is there. What we read, what we studied, what we know, I know, it is not important. But what is important, I have to unlearn it and relearn it. And when this type of learning, unlearning, and relearning is going on, then definitely one can make very good amount of strategy for service industry in COVID situation. Martin Luther King Jr., he made a statement. If you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, you have to keep moving forward. And this is the message for service industry. My all respected participants, teachers and students and authorities, do the consultancy. Help the service providers. Help them how to prepare a good amount of strategy. I used to go to the industry. I'm handling more than 250 industries. Being a cost accountant, I used to advise them for different areas as a social work, as a social contribution. And when we are continuously keeping moving ourselves, forwarding ourselves, it is necessary, it is a solution for service industry to face the COVID environment. For that, reduce the cost by way of different type of means. If you refer, madam, only 5 minutes. Madam, allowed 5 minutes. Sumedha, madam.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I will tell one story. Only 2 to 3 minutes. A person born in 1901 and died in 1966, having 66 years of life, and his name was Failure Person's Son. He failed in 150 businesses and activities and services. He was the friend of animals and environment. He was started as a career as an employee for paper distribution to driver as a service provider. When he was distributing the paper, he saw the girl students, school going students are playing in a garden. They were moving around that equipment. The name of that equipment is merry-go-round. He worked as a painter, worked in a military, served as a driver. He worked as a cartoonist. He started advertising agency. He was providing services how to decorate shops. In 1920, he developed a cartoon animation. He was so poor in those days, he was unable to repair his shoes. One day night, he was sleeping in his hut, zopdi. He was taken blanket on his face at a midnight. At the corner of the hut, some noise has taken place. He taken out blanket from his mouth and observing what is in that corner. And he came across the mouse at the corner, and that is the birth of Mickey Mouse. And this great service provider is none other than the Walt Disney. 11 crores visitors were visited the first year to the Disney World. When we are referring this, example, he made a lot of struggle. The same situation is there to the service providers, and for them, they have to prepare a good amount of strategy. What are these quality? Make a good struggle. And service provider has to make good amount of struggle for maintenance, for operations, for upkeeping, for attracting the customers, reduction of the service charges, and many more. Another quality of Walt Disney was don't run away from the objectives. Third one, research aptitude. And for service industry, when we are talking about the post-COVID situation in service industry, service sector, service providers should do continuously research. Take it an example. Suppose I am running Mangal Karyalay. If marriage functions people are not coming after this COVID environment, why not to utilize that space as a reading room? Why not I have to use that space for organization of exhibitions with all rules and regulations? So such a type of research aptitude, keen observation is necessary, and that's why Walt Disney made a statement: the difference between winning and losing is most often not quitting. We should not quit. We should not afraid. Then only success is there. And that's why in Harvard University, USA, one subject taught that Walt Disney, and it is sufficient to talk about our all dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them. It is necessary when we are following this. Another story is there, but I will not. The Agrawal, the Ola car, right now 15 lakh drivers are working. 43 lakhs kilometer per day their cars are driving. O is nothing but representing the tire, and Hola, it's a hello, Ola. H is taken out and Ola is there, and that is the name of his brand name. Why I'm referring these all examples, it's a basic reason is how they prepared good amount of strategies under different type of situation. COVID gives us, provides us good amount of opportunity as a good platform. Under that circumstances, how we are preparing our strategy as a teacher, how I'm giving guidance to my service providers, providing consultancy to them under this COVID environment, COVID situation. We have to face this situation with the help of proper strategy. I'm very much thankful to the organizer, principal of the college, as well as Sumedha madam and her team, and all participants. There are 43 participants are listening my lecture. I hope so. Thank you one and all. If the organizer will permit, I'm ready to answer the questions, if any. Over to Sumedha madam.
Yes, sir. If anyone has any questions, can raise your hand, or you can directly enable your video or audio.
You can chat the question. I can
there are no questions in the chat box, but let me ask some questions from my side.
Okay, madam.
Sir, you have given some out-of-box solutions for just like the example of Mangal Karyalay. But are there any other out-of-box solutions for reopening or regaining the momentum of Indian economy?
Indian economy means sum total of these all activities. Insurance sector is there, banking is there, all service providers are there, small SMEs are there, individual service providers are there, and sum total of this means Indian economy. If we want to boost Indian economy, we have to boost these all sectors. For example, insurance sector, we have to boost. This is the service providers. Bankers, we have to prepare very nice strategy. And when we are able to prepare a good amount of strategy for the bankers, then automatically it will help to the Indian economy. If we can take it an example, right now, I came across, I'm interacting with different of the bankers. Very recently, last week, I interacted with the cooperative bankers, urban cooperative bankers, good amount of about 90 bankers we were gathered through online and we were discussed. What is their problem? Their problem is that the good borrowers are not coming to their banks because all businesses are flat, all businesses are slack. Slow movement is there. And when borrowers are not there, deposit holders are interested to keep the deposit. But if there are no borrowers, bank will come in trouble. So under that circumstances, they are started searching. That is the strategy. Then we were discussed. The outcome of our discussion is I requested them, sir, please search the good borrowers. And when we able to search the good borrowers, then automatically we able to impart the loan to these borrowers, and which will help for economic development of the nation. Because when banks will develop, then automatically other industries will develop, borrowers will develop, and total economic movement will be taken place. So this is a cascading effect.
True, sir. Thank you very much for answering in detail, and thank you for this wonderful valedictory session on Indian service sector. I hand over this session.
The PPT.
Yes, sir.
And never mind.
Yes, sir. Please, sir.
I'll send it by mail.
And I hand over this session to our conference coordinator, Professor B.H. Chogule, for vote of thanks.
Welcome and congratulations, Dr. Guru sir,
Namaskar.
for your valedictory function. Yes, thank you, sir, for your valedictory function and representation on post-COVID strategies for service sector. A very academic, excellent presentation, sir, especially highlighting strategy concept, its framework, as well as impact of COVID on service sector in India, and what type of strategies should be in future to cope up with COVID problem. Good rise. Having some good thoughts, quoting some good thoughts of greatest personalities in the world, inspiring to us that don't stop. Okay, sir, one good advice from you also says it never ends. Just what you have to do, that walk, run, again walk, run, don't stop till the end. There is no. Thank you, sir, for your spontaneous and encouraging session. Thank you once again.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Guru
Okay.
Pankaj Mehta.
Okay, friends.
Thank you very much.
Okay, sir. It's time for vote of thanks. Last but not least, important part of today's program. First of all, I'd like to express my sincere thanks to Padma Shri Dr. Milind Kambli, Chairman DICI, for his keynote address on post-COVID industry and MSAs. COVID has created, but it has created also some ample opportunities in various types of sectors, that is biotechnology, agriculture, food and care, personal health, and all that. So let us take it positive. Thank you for your excellent session. Then I would like to express my thanks to Dr. Prakash Kamble, ex-HOD, Department of Economics, Shivaji University, for his lecture on impact of COVID on Indian economy and strategy ahead. Excellent session, sir, especially COVID on especially Indian industry and also socio-economic sections, as well as you highlighted, sir, government's package of 20 lakh crores and its features. Fruitful it would be in future is the big question. Thank you, sir. Then I would like to thank to Dr. Jagdish Jadhav, Dean Social Science, Rajasthan University, for its expertise session, that is post-education. Very good examples given by sir, and advising us not to look into the mirror of class, but look into the mirror of your own, that is your profession, your teaching, and try to come out from this COVID created problem. Thanks, sir, once again. Then I would like to express my sincere thanks to Dr. Vaidehi, Dr. Ma'am, Principal, Adarsh College, Badlapur, for her encouraging session, comparative advantage to India. Even ma'am, I would like to tell you that even I have also written paper indicating COVID has created for India. So I am also grouping with you, ma'am. Madam, highlighting good opportunities created by COVID, especially India has stayed in the event at the time of even during the that India has proved that okay, we are stable, we can rise, we can go ahead. This is optimism. Encouraging session. Lastly, Dr. Annasaheb Gurau, Dean Commerce and Management, Shivaji University, valid speech and strategies for service sector, academic, enthusiastic and spontaneous session. Once again, then I would like to express my sincere thanks to all the principals, professors, research scholars, student participants who have participated in our conference and made this conference fruitful one. Thanks once again. I would like to thank Honorable Chairman Balasaheb Pant Walawalkar and management, as well as Dr. Srirang Mandle, principal of our college, all colleagues who have supported us, who have motivated us for undertaking. Thank you once again. A lot of thanks to Professor Prasanna Kumar Mayekar and his staff for handling aspects and helping us. Thank you, sir. Lastly, I would like to thank committee members, Dr. Amar Khoth, Professor S.P. Khobre, for taking all those efforts to make this conference fruitful and successful. Thanks all to our well-wishers and helpers. With this, I would like to depart, but one good news for you that stay home, safe home. Have a nice day. Thank you. Thank you.